Thanks for joining us. Many in the community saw flashing lights and badges, but it wasn't on the shoulder of the road or during an emergency.
Hundreds gathered at the Coon Rapids American Legion last Friday night to show appreciation for local law enforcement. CTN's Joe Nelson was at the Legion to find out how the event got started and how the community responded.
Officers being killed just for doing their job, pumping gas in their squad car, and that's when the idea popped into my head that I should have an event here to show support for our police.
2 months after Texas Sheriff's Deputy Darren Goforth was killed while pumping gas, and just 5 days after Aiken County Deputy Stephen Sandberg was shot and killed while guarding a suspect at a St. Cloud hospital, many in Coon Rapids came to recognize those who risked their lives in the line of duty.
We need to work together to create a peaceful society.
The daughter of retired Coon Rapids officer Denny Preston, Missy Rumble, coordinated the event that included dinner, bands, a silent auction with proceeds going to fallen officers' families, and words of gratitude.
The officers are not superhuman, and they're forced sometimes in impossible situations.
Typically, if somebody's calling 911, it's not because they wanted to tell us they're having a good day. And so this is just an opportunity for, I think, the community to come together and remind the peace officers the majority of the community does in fact still support their protectors.
Rumble says with negative perceptions of police influenced nationally by officer-involved shootings or personally through negative interactions, it was a necessary gathering to have.
There's a lot of people that believe in the work that the officers are doing for our city. It's just good for the officers to see them once in a while.
With much of what they do going unnoticed, officers here saw hundreds showing their support.
They don't want to come on stage and receive an award, but at the same time, they don't want to be disliked when they're trying to serve other people. Our staff and law enforcement in general really appreciates the outward showing of support. It is united that we're going to stand, because the more divisive a community is, the more divisive a country is, the less effective it's going to be, and we just can't continue down that path.
In Coon Rapids, Joe Nelson, CTN News.
Rumble says the event was initially named Police Lives Matter, but it was changed to Law Enforcement Appreciation to avoid alienating anyone from the night's purpose.
Authorities have identified the man killed over the weekend while walking down a highway in Coon Rapids. 22-year-old Jamal Selman died early Sunday morning after being struck by a car on Highway 610 near East River Road. The State Patrol says Selman was walking in the middle of the right lane of westbound 610 when a passing car struck and killed him. The driver of that car, a 35-year-old woman from Plymouth, was not hurt. Authorities say she was wearing a seatbelt and no drugs or alcohol were detected in her system.
The city and county are partnering to try to bring more businesses to the area. On Tuesday, the first ever Upriver Commercial Real Estate Summit was held at the Bunker Hills Event Center. Dozens of developers, along with representatives from local cities and Anoka County, attended. Several presenters talked about tools and resources to get projects done in the county.
We think from an economic development standpoint that commercial real estate brokers in the metro area are a key audience for our marketing efforts, and maintaining relationships with them, demonstrating that Anoka County is a good place to do business, and we have the resources to get projects done.
More than 80 people registered for the event, including brokers from the immediate area as well as from other parts of the metro area. The Twin Cities' newest dining experience has officially opened its doors. On Thursday, the restaurant operation at Bunker Hills made the transformation to Kendall's Tavern and Chop House. Tavern-style food will be served for lunch and dinner daily. The Chop House menu is served after 4 p.m. Inspiration for the new name came from Kendall Bunker, a farmer and the original owner of the land at Bunker Hills.
A pretty quiet election locally next week. Just 3 school board seats are on the ballot, and only one of those races is contested. In District 1, which includes Anoka and portions of Ramsey, Coon Rapids, and Andover, Chair Tom Heidemann is running unopposed. In District 2, which includes Blaine and a portion of Coon Rapids, Marcy Anderson is running unopposed. And in District 5, which includes Brooklyn Center, Brooklyn Park, Fridley, and a portion of Coon Rapids, incumbent Nicole Hayes faces off against Scott Simmons. Polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Election Day.
District 11 teachers officially have a new 2-year contract. On Monday night, the Anoka-Hennepin School Board signed off on the new agreement reached between the negotiating teams in early September. It calls for wage increases in both the 2015-2016 and the 2016-2017 school years, as well as health insurance contribution increases in the second year. It also increases the pay for coaches and extracurricular leaders for the first time in 7 years. The fall enrollment report is out, and the number of students in District 11 has increased. As of October 1st, Anoka-Hennepin had 36,556 students in grades K through 12. That's 78 more students than last year. Much of the increase is at the middle and high school levels. District 11's minority population continues to increase and is now at just over 26%. As far as economics, about 34% of students are on the free or reduced lunch program. Well, you've probably heard of the digital divide.
It refers to the difference between people who have easy access to the internet and those who don't. For the past 5 years, Comcast has been working to close the gap with their Internet Essentials initiative. CTN Steve Antis has more on how the program works and who's eligible.
Internet Essentials will help them in their education to succeed through life, to be someone in the world.
Comcast offers affordable internet service for low-income families with children in grades K through 12.
So much of what we do now is online.
Media Relations Manager Dave Nyberg talked about the new features Comcast made to their Internet Essentials program, like doubling the speed and including a Wi-Fi router for free.
With a Wi-Fi router in the home, you could have multiple members of the family taking advantage of that Internet Essentials service at any given time.
Eligible families must have at least one child in the free and reduced lunch program, and Comcast expanded what they call auto-enrollment.
If a school has 50% or more of its student population enrolled in the free and reduced school lunch program, then all students, all families in that school would be eligible for Internet Essentials.
This week, the number of students enrolled in the free and reduced lunch program was included in District 11's enrollment report. It showed 5 schools in Coon Rapids had over half of their students enrolled in the free and reduced program.
We're excited to make this information available to our families.
District 11 Associate Superintendent Jeff McGonigal was referring to a brochure he helped put together about low-cost internet service from Comcast and other companies.
We don't endorse any of them. We see them as opportunities, and we hope families will think carefully about what's best for them.
And for less than $10 a month, it's hard to beat.
By pricing Internet Essentials at that kind of price point, we're making it as affordable as possible for as many families as possible.
Steve Antis, CTN News.
For more information about the Internet Essentials program, call 1-855-846-8376 or log on to internetessentials.com. You can even apply for the program online to see if you qualify.
Anoka County is once again accepting grant money from the Minnesota Department of Health's statewide health improvement program, otherwise known as SHIP. This week, the county board authorized staff to accept more than $1.3 million over the next 2 years. Back in 2013, Anoka County was the only county in the state to reject the funding, saying it wasn't a wise use of taxpayers' resources. The new funding will be targeted to more established programs that support healthy behaviors related to nutrition, physical activity, and tobacco cessation. County Attorney Tony Palumbo showed off his culinary skills in the kitchen at Faith Lutheran Church Thursday afternoon. He, along with County Commissioner Julie Brosted, cooked with those struggling with mental illness. The idea for the cooking class actually came from a man diagnosed with bipolar disorder who Palumbo met at a Bridgeview breakfast a few years back.
If you've got some mental health issues, you struggle to get through the day, and when people treat you normally, he said that's a real treat. Well, that rung a bell with me, and I thought, what better way to have people feel normal than cooking together and producing a meal?
Participants cooked up a salad, some pasta, and a spiced Italian ham sandwich. This is the third in a series of off-site cooking sessions to support Bridgeview's wellness initiative. Bridgeview is one of the many mental health programs offered by the Lee Carlson Center in Fridley.
Theater students at Anoka Ramsey Community College are taking the stage for their fall production.
Oh, it's heaven to be here. Who's coming this weekend?
Oh, nobody much. The Christos, you know them, of course.
The Harley Street Doctor with the rather dim one?
Yes, that's them.
Students are staging the murder mystery The Hollow by famed author Agatha Christie. An unhappy game of romantic follow the leader explodes into a murder mystery one weekend at The Hollow. Eventually, one of the characters is found murdered, and nearly everyone at The Hollow has a motive.
It's just something different. You know, you don't see a lot of community colleges, at least the ones that I've noticed, doing something that's not, cutesy. Like, I mean, we did Honk, we've done other things. This one is a more serious, but at the same time, there's some funny to it, but it's a more serious play with more acting involved instead of just, cutesy little songs and dances and stuff like that.
You can check out the Hollow tonight and again November 5th, 6th, and 7th at 7:30 at Anoka Ramsey Community College. Tickets can be purchased in advance at the college bookstore or at the door on the night of the performances.
It's a big weekend in the city of Anoka, and there's something new for an old Halloween tradition. On Saturday, the Pearson's Candy Float will make its debut in the Grand Day Parade. The float was actually designed by elementary school kids. Line for line and scribble for scribble, the float is an authentic reflection of their creative ideas. Of course, Pearson's Candy Company, which is based in St. Paul, is famous for many treats, including mint patties and the salted nut roll. Pretty cool for them to be able to design something like that. Yeah.
Yes. And 2 more announcements. Turn your clocks back this weekend and also change the batteries in your smoke detectors.
Love that. Get an extra hour of sleep. And perfect weather Saturday for trick-or-treating.
Fantastic.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again next week.